The following is a segment from Session 10 of the Honestly Better Mental Fitness Show. If you would like a list of all the segments and the full sessions, please visit honestlybetterfitness.com/list. That's honestlybetterfitness.com/list.
Welcome to LH Industrial, Honestly Better Mental Fitness. I found mental fitness a few years ago, and it changed my life. It's changed my family's life. And now we're bringing it to all of LH Industrial to put it out to the rest of the world. Thank you for joining us.
All right, the rule on this one is never to never agree to something you disagree with. This one feels harsh, and this one feels hard. This one is taking deep ownership for you. This isn't saying never to do something. You want pizza, so you should always have pizza, and you should never compromise and have hamburgers instead. All right, like that's not what this is saying. If you really want pizza and your partner really wants hamburgers tonight, and you would love for your partner to be happy, then you're choosing to get hamburgers instead. This is saying if you feel something is wrong, no, like I don't agree that we should do this, then don't do it. This is probably a deep core of a lot of the work that I do or see people do, is embracing this autonomy. Like love is only love when it's freely given. If it's obligation or choice, like being loved feels powerful and beautiful because someone, of all the people in the world, someone chose to love you or spend their life with you or be with you. If they were assigned you and didn't want to be with you, you probably wouldn't feel as special, but it feels special because they had a choice. And the same with the thing of like, if you can do it and freely do it because you are choosing to do it, then do it. And if something deep in you doesn't want to do it and you're doing it, but you're going to resent them, you're going to blame it on them later, you feel as a victim that you're being forced to, then don't do it. That's the line. When you do, often I think we're doing it in the name of saving the relationship or not causing conflict or doing it, but all we're really doing is kicking the can down the road and building up resentment within ourselves and with others. And the resentment is what leads to the destructive patterns that comes out in the relationships. Resentment is the four horsemen. Like resentment is the root of all of those things in there. And I think there's something that's untrue about it. The other person can't force you to do anything. Like you can choose, and it's giving up your autonomy to do something, but then resent the other person for it. Like it's your choosing to do it or don't do it. And I think there's even something really important, like to zoom out of like, do you even want to be in the relationship? Like, I think if you can't choose to not be in the relationship, you can't choose to be in the relationship. And giving yourself the choice and the freedom to choose to not be, I don't have to do this. Oh, or like we get stuck in this childish like behavior of, oh gosh, I have to do this and that, and because we feel like we have all these obligations and you throw them all off and nope, this is my life. I get to choose how I want to be. Oh, I want to be the husband or the wife or the partner that shows up in this way. Okay, I'm doing it because I choose to do it. It's who I want to be. I'm showing up in the way that I want to choose to allow to not get pizza and to get hamburgers because of how much everybody else is excited about it tonight, whatever it happens to be in your life. Not, fine, we'll get hamburgers again. Whatever you guys want, that's what we'll do. Yeah, we always do what you want. Like it's this childish, I'll do it, but I'm not really happy about it. I'm going to resent it and I'm mad about it. Right? It's like, no, do it or don't do it. But do it. And if you can't do it with like joy and deep acceptance, then don't do it. Like it is, if you do it without that, it's like it's strings attached. Like if I'll do it, a friend asks you to move or something like that, or a friend asks for this favor. Yeah, I'll do this favor, but then you secretly hold this expectation that they're going to repay this favor. Well, then speak it. Be open. Express all your expectations openly to prevent misunderstandings. Transparency is key into the healthy. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to do this for you tonight, but will you do this for me tomorrow? Okay, great. Versus, well, I did this and I did this and did this, and you never did this back. Well, you didn't ask me to do that. I didn't know you wanted me to. I didn't know that you hated doing this thing and you're just doing this thing so I would get this other thing over here. Like it's being genuine, being authentic, like deeply accepting. I'm choosing to give this gift. I'm choosing to do this thing or allow this thing, or I'm not. And even in the relationship, like so much, and it's so powerful. And it's people are often afraid to embrace it. I had a beautiful conversation with a woman one time about cooking for her family, and I heard for like 20 minutes. I'm tired of cooking for her family. She was sick of it, and they were all like so ungrateful, and nobody cared about it. And it was like, well, stop, don't. Well, but I have to because you don't. Like, how old are your kids? 12. Do they know how to make mac and cheese? Yeah, they probably won't starve, right? Your husband, does he know how to order a pizza? Oh, he does. Oh, okay. Sounds like nobody's going to die. Like, you don't have to do this. And it was like releasing it. And then she went through this period of releasing it. And it was like, oh, like I don't have to. That's right. Like, I'm not a slave to this thing. And in the releasing of it, then she's like, well, but actually I love cooking for my family. And it's the way I love. And I would miss it. And they're so happy with it. And what it came down to, and this is like the truth that I would say that I would see, that I've seen over, a decade here. When we completely like unshackle ourselves from all our expectations and obligations, then we have the freedom to truly pick up the things and only the things that we really want to do, and we do out of deep love. And the end result of this woman, which is almost the end result of everyone, is they end up doing 90% of what they were already doing. But instead of doing it out of resentment and obligation, they're doing it out of choice, out of love, out of pure gift. And for this woman, what she figured out is she just doesn't want to cook every night. She wants Friday off, right? And then she ended up just saying to her family, sorry, Friday, everybody's on your own. And then she was happy. And she happily cooked 6 days a week and took Fridays off. And she figured out that she loved it. And it was this like expression of joy, where it went from 7 days of resentment and drudgery to 6 days of joy in one day, taking to herself. And so I would say that in the same thing. And like, I'm an advocate for marriage. I think it's great. I think long-term marriage is good. It's good for families, good for community, good for kids. And I think every person should choose to be or not be in the relationship every single day. Every day, choose the relationship or don't. And more often than not, I see people, when they free themselves, then what they are really doing is, I am no longer afraid to ask for the things that I need. Because before, I was so afraid of the conflict. I was afraid to be alone. I was afraid to lose the relationship, that I was afraid to speak up. And because I didn't speak up, then I built resentment. And I fed I fed my partner, but I gave them this gift with this like toxic resentment built into it. And when you free yourself to say, I don't have to, I don't even have to be in this relationship if I don't want. More often than not, I find that they do. And because they freed themselves from the have to, they get to discover that they want to. And in the 10% of the time where you discover you really don't want to, sounds like you really don't want to. And you and everyone else would probably be better off not. I think most of the time, marriage staying together is better. And there's sometimes that it's not. And I think the only way to finally discover that is to give yourself that freedom, that choice every day. To recognize that love is a choice made freely, not out of obligation. If you can't choose not to, you can't choose to. Do it because you choose to, or don't. Have the courage to say no or speak up for the things you need. And I would say, listen to your body. Are you doing this thing out of obligation, out of resentment? Is there a, oh, I'm going to do it, but then there's this pain in my stomach to not, or there's this like tension with it? Or am I able to do it and give it freely? If you can't, don't do it.